Hi everyone, it's Lou Collins. I'd like to introduce you today to a fabulous new RSPB papercraft kit. This is exclusive to CraftStash and as always 10% goes to the charity RSPB. So we've got included in this an 8x8 paper pack with the most beautiful toppers, backing sheets as well. You've got sentiments in here. It's absolutely stunning and I'm going to be doing a demonstration with these in a moment. We've also got two gorgeous A5 stamp sets, one with squirrels, rabbits or hares and foxes on, lots of beautiful sentiments there. So Merry Christmas, I hope your Christmas is full of warmth and sparkle, wishing you joy, may warmth and love come with you this festive season, and a gorgeous wreath or flourish here that you can use in the festive sort of, you've got pine cones in there and berries and things like that. Then you've also got in here, we've got a kingfisher, we've got an owl, we've got various other birds, as well as another lovely selection of sentiments that are different to the first set. And then there's the ephemera as well. There are so many pieces here. I'll probably pop a few of these on my card, but you're looking at a huge ephemera pack with beautiful animals. I mean, we're not just looking at birds with this one. We have got all sorts in here. You're going to love this. And lastly, we of course have the Perfect Colours paper pack that's also available. This isn't under the RSPB range, but it is created to perfectly coordinate with the colours in the kit. Now what I'm going to be doing today is showing you how to very easily make a gatefold card. So a wow factor card that is just so quick to put together, and a few tips along the way also. So I'm going to start with the Perfect Colours cardstock because this is 250 GSM and it's a really good weight, and I'm going to decorate with the RSPB elements. So I always start my projects by choosing the patterned paper if I can, because this will lead me into my solid cardstock for the base. So with having the green, the red and the beautiful sort of duck egg blue to choose from, I think with this one I'm actually going to go with the green base. Now this is coloured on both sides, so that just means that the inside of your card is going to be perfectly matching as well. And as you can see, it just works so well with the pattern paper. So with pattern paper and with solid paper or cardstock chosen, I can put everything to the side. Now I'm going to bring in my Creative Craft Products trimmer because this also has a scoring blade, and this is really helpful for creating the gatefold base. So now this is an 8x8, so what I'm going to need to do is score this a number of times. That means I need to put my cutting blade, the orange blade on here, up out of the way and use the white scoring blade. Now when you're doing a gatefold, you want the back, the center panel, the back panel to be twice the width of the side panels. Okay, so with an 8x8, to split that evenly, it's going to be scored at 2 inches, 4 inches, and that will leave us a remaining 2 inches there. So first thing to do though, before you start scoring, is just double check with your cardstock, that's not applicable to this because I know it will be, but just double check that your cardstock is an 8x8, a 7x7, whatever it is that you're working with, because sometimes cardstocks, card bases can be a little bit different to what they say on the packet. So double check that before you do your measurements. So I'm going to sit this first of all at 2 inches and I'm just going to score here, and then I'm going to move along to the 6-inch mark and I'm going to score again. Now our two side panels should fold in. I'm just going to use a bone folder just to smooth down the creases, but these should fold in to the center perfectly and leave us with the perfect gatefold, and we have exactly as you can see here. Now I'm going to leave mine the height that it is, but you can then go ahead and trim this down. If you're making small cards and you want quick cards, you could even trim this down to 4 inches and make yourself 2 gatefold card bases. So next I need to think about my panels. Now these are going to need to be a little bit smaller in height, so we'll work on the height first of all, and this is going to be, let's say, just here. I'll just mark this with a pencil whereabouts I can cut my mats and layers, and I think that's around about 1 centimetre from maybe there we go, so about 1.5 centimetres trimming off. Now we're not scoring this time, we're going to trim this off from the top. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working with these two decorative side panels. So again, I need to mark, these are both the same size, so I need to mark myself how wide each of these panels need to be. So just pop that onto my card front and I mark with a pencil. I can just turn this over. I'm going to bring this and see where the measurement is. So this is around about, it's just over 4 centimeters there. So trim this one down and then come to the other side and do the same again. There we go. Now my favorite glue at the moment is the Creative Craft Products bookbinding glue. So I'm going to use this. This just sticks paper and cardstock together so quickly. I really love it, and I love that we have the fine tip precision applicator or nib as well. Just placing there. I think with using the cardstock that coordinates, I don't think you need to go inking your edges, but of course that's optional. You can do if you prefer to do that and really create a frame around the paper. I'm just focusing here on keeping the bulk of the design of the papers down towards the bottom so that the papers don't seem top heavy. There we go, stunning. Now what I can also do is I can use this centerpiece here and I can trim this to fit in the middle. That's just already at the height because I cut the height off earlier, so I just need to trim the width here again, pencil mark, and just pop it into my trimmer. So I know that my center panel on my card base is 4 inches in width, so this would be a little bit less, around about 3 3/4 inches. So just glue that again with my bookbinding glue down onto the card there. There we go. So now we've got a beautiful gatefold card to start decorating. Now I've got lots of options for this, but I'm looking at having a really quick card for when I need it. So I'm going to come to the paper pack again and I'm going to look at some of these beautiful toppers. So we've got a couple of different options here. I'll just grab both designs for you so we can see them both. There we go. So we have these fabulous strips if you just need something small. We have slightly larger sentiments here, and then we have these beautiful large pieces. Now this does coordinate with the papers that I've already used, so I think I'm going to go with this one to keep everything matching. Now I can take my trimmer and I can cut these out, or because it's quite a small area, I'm happy to do this with my scissors. I'm going to leave a tiny white border around the edge. Everything again is colour coordinating, and then I'm going to mat this onto a frame of maybe the blue or probably the green again. I'll probably go with the green cardstock again and cut myself a mat to fit around this. Now my panel is going to fit beautifully on top of there, and now we can attach it, but we only want to attach it to one of these panels. We don't want to attach it to both because obviously the card won't open. So you can decide here whether you'd like to attach it to the front or to the back. That's your option, but whichever one you glue it to, you want to ensure that you don't get the glue any further, and certainly not onto the next one. Now you can use foam pads for this as well. It doesn't have to be attached with a wet glue, so we can raise it up a little bit and give it a little dimension. So I'm going to use my CraftStash foam pads here. These are quite large ones. They're around about 1 inch by 1 inch. And I love the thickness of them as well, and the fact that the backs come away really easily. So I'm just applying my foam only to the left hand side of this topper. I'm just going to visualize that in the center there. When I'm happy that it's all straight, press that down. See how quickly this is coming together. Now I'd also like to add some red, some pops of red, and so I'm going to bring in this beautiful ephemera. So I'm going to first of all just have a little hunt through and pick out anything that's got red berries in it. So I decided on a poinsettia in each of the corners, plus a flourish of foliage coming out from each of the sides as well. I just need to ensure that I'm not sticking any foam or glue down onto this panel here. This has to be kept completely clear for everything to open nicely. And as I did say, I'd like to incorporate a robin in here somewhere as well. I think I'm actually going to attach that to the card front maybe. or actually perhaps he can sit just at the top there. That would be nice, just sitting there. So I've put these onto foam pads to give that a little more dimension as well. So let's just sit Mr. Robin just there inside the foliage. There we go. Now I'm going to finish this off with just a few little droplets as well. Don't forget to check out our other card making videos and tutorials that we have on our channel. Hopefully you'll find this one of interest, and of course subscribe to our channel. So there's a beautiful gatefold using the RSPB Perfect Christmas range exclusively from CraftStash, and all linked below.